He works on them lawnmowers, man.
I don't know about.
Yeah. Did he ever get his weed whacker fixed?
He probably did.
Oh, he couldn't get fixed. Johnny couldn't get fixed.
Hey, thank you, Miss Ann. Just what do you call it now? Warehouse? What do you call it? Dog.
No, I talked to him about it.
Yep, thank you. The new look, Ann. No time, man. No, I'm tired.
Oh. You get a sandwich.
Anthony, I'll be there.
What's that?
Anthony sent a text, asked me to go over there. You gonna watch that game? You not go?
That's up early.
Yeah, my
That is a
help
forward.
watch that.
Yeah, I figured that, all right. Nothing earth shattering. We ready? Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the regular meeting of Mayor and Council of the Borough of Glassboro for May 10th, 2022 to order. Karen, could you please read the opening statement?
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, I hereby announce that adequate notice of this meeting, as required by said act, has been provided by adopting a schedule of regular meetings for the year 2022, which schedule was posted on the Borough Hall Bulletin Board, as well as the Borough website, and forwarded to both the South Jersey Times and the Sentinel of Gloucester County, and filed with the Borough Clerk on January 7th, 2022.
Thank you. Can we all rise and salute the flag, please? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Karen, roll call, please.
Mayor Wallace.
Here.
Mr. Costa.
Present.
Mr. D'Alessandro.
Here.
Mr. Fiola.
Here.
Mr. Halter.
Yes.
Ms. Miller.
Here.
Mrs. Spence.
Here.
Mr. Melandro.
Here.
Mr. Scafidi.
Here.
And Mr. Palgotta.
Here. Thank you. At this time, I'll turn the meeting over to our Borough Solicitor.
Thank you, Mayor. We have public hearings tonight. First is on ordinance number 2212, an ordinance amending chapter 97, article 2, hiring, section 12, anti-nepotism of the Code of the Borough of Glassboro. Council moves for public portion.
Move the public portion be open.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor state aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The floor is now open to anyone from the public who wishes to address this proposed ordinance.
Hearing none, I move the public portion be closed and the ordinance adopted as written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Costa.
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro.
Four.
Mr. Fiola. Mr. Halter. Ms. Miller. Mrs. Spence.
Motion carries.
Next, Mayor, we have ordinance 2213, a bond ordinance authorizing the acquisition of various pieces of capital equipment and completion of various capital improvements in and for the Borough of Glassboro, appropriating a sum of $2,150,000, therefore authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds or bond anticipation notes of the Borough of Glassboro in the aggregate principal amount of up to $1,852,500, making certain determinations and covenants and authorizing related actions in connection with the foregoing. Council moves for the public portion.
Move the public portion be open.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The floor is now open to the public for anyone who wishes to address this proposed ordinance.
Hearing none, I move the public portion be closed, the ordinance adopted as written.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Costa.
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro.
Four.
Mr. Fiola.
Four.
Mr. Halter.
Four.
Ms. Miller. Mrs. Spence.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Mayor, at this point, I believe there may be some remarks first before we address the resolution to adopt the 2022 municipal budget.
Yes, if I may, Mayor.
You may.
Mayor, as we all know, the most important function of a local government is to supply the best possible services at the least possible expense. And I am happy to report that for the fifth out of the last 6 years, there will be no increase in the tax rate in the Borough of Glassboro. In fact, when you work all the numbers out, there will be a very slight decrease in the tax rate. That will happen without any effect on our services. Our services remain tax rate, and I'm very proud of that. So with that, I will move that, I don't know if the resolution has to be read, Mr. Solicitor, but I will move for approval of the resolution.
So the motion would be to approve the adoption of resolution 12122, the Borough of Glassboro for the 2022 municipal budget.
So
Karen, you have the motion on record, and we have a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Casabon?
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro?
Four.
Mr. Fiola?
Four.
Mr. Halter?
Four.
Ms. Miller? Mrs. Spence?
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I will entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes for the regular meetings of April 12th, 2022, as well as the closed executive session of April 12th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. We have no communications, so I will move to committee reports and begin with our council president, Costello.
Well, thank you, Mayor, but I have nothing to report.
Thank you very much, sir. Councilman D'Alessandro.
Yes, Mayor, I'm in receipt of the April tonnage report for the highway department. Just want to make that noted.
Thank you very much, sir. Councilman Fiola.
thank you, Mayor, nothing other than the passage of our new municipal budget without a tax rate increase.
Thank you very much, sir.
Let's do a public hearing for the budget.
I'm sorry, did I mess that up then?
Oh,
Okay, so we will go backwards, all right, we're gonna go back, Karen. So we had the, explanation by our councilman Viola. At this point, can we have a motion to open the meeting, prior to the adoption for a public hearing on the 2022 municipal budget?
So moved.
second.
I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
I'm sorry, you have
Oh,
to
wait.
open, yeah, to the, I'm sorry, yep.
Right?
You have to open to the public.
Oh, to the public. So the motion is for opening to the public. I apologize for that. So I have a motion and a second to open this up to the public. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The floor is now open to anyone from the public who wishes to address these proposed resolution on the municipal budget.
Seeing none, Mayor, move that the public portion be closed and the resolution adopted for passage of the municipal budget.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Casabon?
Yes, again.
Mr. D'Alessandro?
Four.
Mr. Fiola?
Four.
Mr. Halter?
Four.
Ms. Miller? Mrs. Spence?
Yes.
Motion carries. We will revisit, thank you very much, Karen. We will revisit our committee reports and continue with Councilman Halter.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. As far as on the water and sewer side of things, we've been pretty busy in that department. We've had a number of leaks, and some sewer main issues over the time. These guys have stayed on top of everything, and appreciate all the hard work from everybody in that department. Also, they've been, hard fast at work from Chip on down, working with the new, requirements set forth by NJDEP. It's gonna have a lot of impacts to the municipality as far as, staffing and just, constraints on getting the project done to meet all the new state requirements. So I appreciate all the hard work they're doing in that. Also, in regards to a little bit on public safety for the fire department, as a reminder, I've mentioned a couple times, this is gonna be their 125th anniversary weekend coming up this Saturday, from, I believe, 11 or 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with a parade involved. So come on down to the town square and support the fire department and all the hard work of those that have been, a lot of dedicated years of service for the last 125 plus 1 year since we're doing it a year late. But that's right. Thanks to the pandemic. But that's all I have, Mr. Mayor, and thank you much.
Thank you very much, sir. Councilwoman Miller, please.
Mayor, only thing I wanna do is make a reminder about the golf tournament, June the 10th. We have openings for 4 more groups, and we're still seeking sponsors and door prizes. And also the tennis clinic begins next week, and that's all I have.
Thank you very much. And Councilwoman Spence.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to state I'm in receipt of the April monthly construction report. I want to thank that department for all their hard work, and I know they're very busy, and I appreciate their diligence and accuracy. I also would like to thank Mark Gismondi for fixing the alarm at the train station finally. Very, very welcome, and I know that he's probably very happy as well. So I just want to tell him thank you for that. And that's it, Mayor.
Thank you very much. We have no unfinished business. Karen, can we go over the new business, please?
Yes, Mayor. We are looking for approval from governing body for, the Heritage Glass Museum display for Borough Hall. It's for the Clevenger Glass Collection, which, if governing body approves, will be in our display cabinet from May until September of this year. We also are looking for approval for 2022 Glassboro Arts Festival Facilities Use Application. The Arts Festival is tentatively scheduled for July 16th, 2022. We are also looking for approval for 2022 Glassboro Car Show and Food Truck Festival Facilities Use Application. And that is tentatively scheduled for September 2nd, 2022.
So we're seeking a motion for all three of these items, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Engineers report, please. Dave?
Thank you, Mayor. I have a few updates since the last meeting. The first of which is the townhouses of Aura. Currently, subbase is being prepared in preparation of paving. I believe they were in section 1.4 today. Regarding Charles III Drive, we're waiting for DOT concurrence of the award. Upon receipt of that, we will be in position to schedule a pre-construction meeting with those guys and get that project kicked off. And lastly, we have the Park Avenue pumping station improvements. Contractor has mobilized and started doing test pits and some site work, as well as getting in submittals for review. And we're waiting to hear back how long that equipment's going to take. And that concludes my report, unless there's any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Palgata?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. At this time, I will again turn the meeting over to our Borough Solicitor.
Thank you, Mayor. On our consent agenda this evening, we have the following resolutions. 132, authorizing refund of tax payment overpayments. Resolution 133, authorizing refund of tax payment overpayment. Resolution 134, authorizing shared services agreement between the County of Gloucester, Borough of Glassboro for family entertainment at Rowan Boulevard. Resolution 135, requesting change of title, text, or amount of appropriation pursuant to NJSA 484-85, and Resolution 136, authorizing agreement for certain professional services, Borough of Glassboro and Marshall Geoscience, Inc., for additional remedial investigation, Bill's Auto Radiator Repair Service. Council moves for approval. Roll call vote.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro?
Four.
Mr. Fiola?
Four.
Mr. Halter?
Four.
Ms. Miller? Mrs. Spence?
I have an abstention on resolution 134-22, yes to all the rest.
Thank you very much. Abstentions noted. Motion carries.
And Mayor, we have a ordinance on first reading this evening. That would be ordinance number 2214, an ordinance authorizing dedication of property known as Block 482, Lot 1 to Filbert Street right-of-way. Council moves for introduction this evening by title only.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Karen, roll call, please.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. D'Alessandro?
Four.
Mr. Fiola?
Four.
Mr. Halter?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Four.
Mrs. Spence?
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to open the meeting to the public.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The floor is now open for anyone from the public who wishes to step forward and address mayor and council.
Seeing none, I move the public portion be closed.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve all duly authorized bills.
Move that all duly authorized bills be paid.
Second, that all duly authorized bills be paid.
I have a motion and a second that all duly authorized bills be paid. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Any closing remarks for our Borough Administrator?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And I just want to thank all that have shown up tonight. Wish everybody well, enjoy the warm weather. And with that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. This meeting is adjourned. Have a great evening, everyone. Next meeting will be May 24th, 2022, 6 p.m.